Kelly, will you lead so? Lovely. Kelly, will you lead so, please?
Oh, oh, oh. Ajnanaतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं मे श्रीगुरुवे नमः. That's the only bit I know. I don't know if there's another bit.
That's fine. That'll do for tonight. Thank you. Now I'm just wondering, can I share the screen? Are you able to allow me share the screen, Sebastian, Bamadev?
I can make you the host.
Oh no, then I can't. We can't record, so it's okay. We'll have to do without it. I'll just use my copy.
I'm recording it, so it looks like it's going to record. So you're now the host.
So, you're still recording it, even though that I'm the host. Lovely. Yep. Okay. Now, because it's only a one-night meeting, we can decide with a vote now what the issues we need to discuss. And there's a whole catalogue of them. And one of them is about how often we should meet up as a sanga, and the venues for the expanding sanga and the activities. And these all can be discussed in the new year if that's what people want. And we can end up by fine-tuning the sanga meeting on the 9th in Kelly's place. We've loads to talk about, or we can go straight to a code of conduct between the code of conduct of communication between us as members of the sanga. And how many of you would like to discuss that this evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I sent out the darshan today from Guruji, the satsang from SPN Guruji satsang, and a few people, including me, asked about questions about sangha and so on. And the question I asked was, what keeps the sangha together? And I was expecting a long, long answer from him, and he just said respect between the members. And that without respect, we weren't a sangha at all. So I guess just starting off this this topic, respect means listening to each other, acknowledging the other person's opinion, and trying to reach a compromise if there is a big disagreement, and not giving way to anger or guilt tripping or emotive language, because this doesn't help in the clear communication. So what we're trying to focus on here is clear, respectful communication between us as sangha members. Tonight, actually, Siobhan gave a very nice presentation on non-violent communication. I think it would actually be nicer if it was rephrased as respectful communication. And the points that she made were very simple. And they were, first one was you observe. So we'll say somebody has shouted at me. So I just state my case to the person and say, hi, Mary, you know that you just shouted at me. You just shouted at me right now. And it happened as well earlier on in the day. So I'm stating the case. I'm not guilt tripping. I'm not being angry. I'm just stating the case. And then I state how it makes me feel. And I say, well, when that happens, it makes me feel very undervalued and very sad. And that's point number 2. So point number 1 is you state the case, and point number 2 is how it makes you feel. Point number 3 is state your needs. I don't want this to be the way between us, because I value you as a friend. And if you shout at me, or if this goes on, it's not going to help our friendship. So I've stated my needs, that I don't want it to go on. And then number 4 is the request. Is it possible that when you are angry with me or something is triggering you, that you can speak to me without shouting? And if the person says no, then you can, if you want to, further compromise and say, can you do it maybe once every time you're in the day when you're angry, or once every month when you're angry? Can you make sure that you do this? But basically, what our type of communication is doing is it's prioritizing the relationship, rather than prioritizing you wrong and I'm right, or vice versa. So I just rest my case speaking about that. And with this code of conduct that we're going to put together, who wants to talk about this next? Because we have an issue that needs to be discussed. And I don't know if I'm the person to bring it up first. But I can, if I can open the situation if people want me to.
Oh, go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead. You're in charge of the meeting. You're the host. So
okay. I want to say that this is. I want to say, Darda. So this is just. I just want to bring up the subject we had during the week, and I just want to give how I see it from the outside, because I wasn't involved in the communication with you, but I just want to tell you how it seemed and looks from the outside. And it looks like that you have discussed this subject with Noel, and he has told you that for some reasons, for whatever you do, that we can have the Chapel of Ease for free. But when Vamadiv checked this out when he went to Noel earlier and asked him, under what conditions can we rent? Can we use the Chapel of Ease for a program or an afternoon or whatever? He was told that it was absolutely no way that we could get it for free, that we could have some meditation time. And that's only a short time. It wouldn't be a meditation time, would not be a huge part of any program. So in other words, he was saying it's out of the question. And he sent a written text to Vamadiv to state this case. So the point I'm making, Daradas, in this situation is that because Noel has written this in a text for Vamadiv to see and for all of us to see, we all have no choice but to believe that what Noel has written and texted to Vamadiv are the facts of the matter right now. And we have to believe this. And it's not that we don't value what you say. It's just that you haven't gotten a written agreement from Noel to say otherwise. And Vamadiv has got this written statement to say that we cannot have it for free, that we have to pay rent as other people do. So I think that this is an issue of communication that we can work on, because it has created a lot of hurt and unnecessary hurt in the group, and we don't need to have that.
So you want my opinion?
Yes, I would like your opinion, or we would all like your opinion.
I spoke with Noel. Yeah, we have with the Noel conversation, and we agree with him. Yeah, I will do for him job. Yeah, and he will give venue for free for 1 day. Depend how many hours I will work. Yeah, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Then we will speak with him. How much? Yeah, it's not like totally for free. Yeah, it's for free for Bhakti Marga. Yeah, and this is what we speak about with Noel. Yeah, I don't know what about speak before before Noel say to Vamadev. I don't know about speak. This is what we with Noel. Yeah, this is 100%. We agree with Noel that we will.
Okay.
that we agree with Novel that we will get this venue. Yeah. After that conversation, Vamadev tells, yeah, Vamadev say, okay, we can do job for Novel when we will have ashram. Yeah, then you in same time you can do a job for him. Yeah. And then Vamadev say that we don't need, okay. Then he say, oh, we don't need, we're not going to be doing anything there. You can do it by self, you know, home chanting, yeah. Okay, so
So
last week,
I hear you.
last week I have,
Yeah.
last week I have conversation with Noel, yeah. Again, I call him and what about that we agree with him, yeah. I didn't record conversation with him. If you want that proof that I said to you truth, yeah, I can text him and then I will send you the conversation. Yeah, I don't know why he said that
It would be better.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Let me finish, please. Okay. I don't know why he say like that. Yeah.
Daradas,
Yeah.
this has to be simple. It doesn't have to take that long.
Yeah,
okay.
And then last week I have conversation with him. Yeah, with Noel. I say so. When I can do, what job do you need? When I can do, yeah, I have some time. I can work for you. Yeah, he will let me know. Maybe let me know when what job and what I can do for you. It's still on. Yeah, it's still like I said. Yeah.
Okay,
for free. But
that's
I'm not
fine.
going to be
That's
lift up
fine.
again this conversation because I don't like this relationship. You know, when I say and okay, I'm not sure that he say right, truth, yeah, and then
Daradas, you're gone
the
off the
call.
point.
No,
Daradas, you're gone
and
off the
from my
point.
point, yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, from my point, yeah, I don't think so that.
I have muted you, Daradas, for the moment.
No, Eleanor.
No, that's not right.
No,
Okay,
no.
That's not right.
Okay, I'll just try and undo that.
Let him speak, and then if you have something, then you can continue. But let him talk.
Okay.
His
I'm
signal
sorry,
is breaking.
Daradas, continue.
No, he's still muted.
I've tried to unmute him. Let me see. Let me see.
Daradas, can you unmute yourself on your screen?
Please.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
So when I say, yeah, we can have this, when I speak about this venue, yeah, that we can do there some mantra festival, yeah, we can get it for free, yeah. This is what I'm agree with Noel, yeah. I don't know why he texted Vamadev like that. I don't know what happened in his head, you know. But I don't think so. This is okay for relationship between me and Vamadev, between and Sanga, between me and Noel. Yeah, because how he gonna see? Иди пописай, пожалуйста, туда. How he gonna see the situation that I'm agree with him? Yeah, I speak something about something with Noel, and then Vamadev call him and check. Oh, are you agree with him? Yeah, this is everything is okay. Yeah, we can get it for free. No, how he gonna look on our organization? Yeah, if he understand that we don't have good conversation between both other, you know, it's like it. I don't think so. From any point, from Vamadev point, from my point, from Noel point, from Sangha point, I don't think so. This situation is okay when we do like that. You know, I understand that Vamadev is coordinator. He should to know what's happening. Yeah, but like we need to at least we need to agree with Vamadev. Yeah. Oh, this is will be okay if I call him and I'm gonna speak with him about that, at least because he don't know what conversation I had with him. You know what I mean? And what exactly we agree. I say that we can get for free for Mantra Festival. This is what I am agree with Noel. Yeah, twice. Once before
You are
this
muted,
conversation, and second time
Vamadev.
last week. Yeah, it's still
Muted.
go on. Yeah, he will need to do job. I will do for him job, and we will get it for free. It's still going, you know, and it's not good if you're gonna call again. You know, just let go. Even if we will start this venue, yeah, and we not, and I still not gonna be do it for him job, yeah. We can cover it, yeah. I gonna cover myself from my own money, yeah. And from other side, I have conversation with Noel that we can get this charge just for donation. All donation we can get, we'll get from event. We just give him. He say, yeah, we can do like that. Let's try it, yeah. And I don't think so. This is okay if I'm agree with him, and Vamadev will call and ask him, because this is like it's a relationship now between me and Noel. This is agreement between me and Noel, not between Vamadev or Bhakti Marga, between me, yeah. And I should to call him and speak with him again about that. And then if he say, yeah, we can go like that as we agreed, then I can say, Vamadev, you can call him, yeah, and speak about dates and about everything. We can do like that. So it's my vision of situation.
Can I ask a question? Who
Yeah,
used to
sure.
deal with Noel? Who used to deal with Noel originally? Who was the contact that Noel always dealt with? Can you hear me?
It's Vamadev, yeah. But then we have conversation with Noel. We agree with him that I'm gonna do for him job. Then I've been in his.
But forget about that just for a second. Who used to always deal with Noel originally? Who was the contact that always spoke with Noel?
Vamadev for our venue, Vamadev. Yeah,
So,
Vamadev.
okay, so when just let me ask, when this changed and you decided that you were going to create a relationship with Noel, did you discuss that with Vamadev?
But it's not like I want to jump over Vamadev or something like that,
No,
because
I know, but
I
I'm
start
not
a
suggesting
relationship.
that. I know, but I'm just asking.
Yeah,
When you decided to start a relationship with Noel, did you discuss that with Vamadev?
I should do.
No, did you? Did
No,
you
I
have a
didn't, but I should do.
Okay, yes, because this is
Right?
what has happened. In our sanga, Vamadev was the contact for that place. And then you took it upon yourself, which was a brilliant idea, to go and speak to Noel and ask could he use the venue. But if we continue to do this within our organization, it's going to cause crossover in communication. Because at the moment we have, say, for instance, Deborah is the contact for the elbow room. So I wouldn't go to the elbow room and start a new relationship with the manager there, because that's what Deborah is doing. And so I think, although you're upset that Vamadev made a phone call to Noel to check, the contact was always Vamadev. And so if there was a change in that situation, that should have been a conversation between you and Vamadev before you even spoke to Noel, I would think. It would have made things a lot more clearer. You would have known what was going on. And then you would have been able to start proceedings to have a conversation with Noel to change everything. And be like, do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. But with Noel relationship, it go a little bit with me and Noel, between me and Noel, it go a little bit in different way, in another way. Yeah, even when
But
we
that's
spoke with
because you
him.
chose it to.
Yeah,
That's
even
because you
when
chose
we
it
had
to.
this venue, yeah, I spoke with Noel and Vamadev saw it, and many people saw it. That we have conversation with Noel about jobs in temple, yeah, in charge, yeah, different jobs. He has a lot of different jobs. We spoke with him about that. Then he called me myself, yeah, and I go in his another place where he has B&B Yeah, and they need to do as well jobs, yeah, plumbing job, and we still go on with all these jobs, what he need to do, not just in church, yeah, not in temple.
I
And
understand all of that.
Vamadev know about this, yeah, and
Yeah, can I like all I need is it in writing, if what the price is, and like when I email Nikki, she says it's 190 euros for 5 hours, then I know what I'm going to pay because I've got an email from Nikki or a text message. Noel is very difficult to deal with pricing. He gave me one price for an event, and then when we actually got there, he charged me more because electricity prices had gone up, he said, and that the heating would cost 100 euros for the whole day. So I said if I was ever going to deal with Noel again, I needed the price in writing because he's not so easy to deal with if you have a verbal agreement. So if I'm expected to pay for a venue from the bank account, all I need is whatever the price or the deal, if there's a special deal, in writing, so we don't get asked to pay more money than we're expecting on the actual day. I think that's normal practice, especially if you have to pay a few €100 for rent, that you have it in writing. So like I'm happy to use the Chapel of Ease if we can get it in writing so we know how much we're paying. But that would be my only comment on the situation based on my previous dealings with Noel, who wasn't very clear with his pricing, unlike the Sanctuary are very good with their pricing and very clear. And I think the Elbow Room are as well, but I haven't contacted them. So that would be my only thoughts. And, until I've got something in writing from Noel, I'm not very keen to use his venue because of what happened previously. He said all this thing, well, if you don't make the rent, I'll be agreeable or whatever, understanding. And it can make you think you're going to get it for nothing or for half price, but in the end, he wanted 500 euros up front, like when we walked in. And that was what happened. So I'm not keen to use him again. But for sure, if you can do some work for him and we can make sure he doesn't come to us and ask for 500 euros, then great, we can use the venue, no problem. That would be my thoughts on that. But I think can I maybe give my opinion? I think the issue is not really about the Chapel of Ease. It was more about the communication on Telegram, which upsets some members of the community. So perhaps we could focus in on that, because I think we're going down a rabbit hole with the Chapel of Ease because it wasn't available anyway for that day that we wanted it. So perhaps it's more about how we communicate on Telegram and with each other would be a good use of time from now on. That would be my thoughts. But if we want to continue with Noel, I'm happy with that as well.
No, I think we've said enough about the Chapel of Ease, and maybe I'll hand it over to Kelly now.
Yeah, I think I can understand. I know, obviously I feel this is what, from an outsider's point of view, I feel Dara Das is frustrated that Vamadev went and checked with Noel. And so his frustration came out in Telegram in the group. And I know from my point of view, I was trying to explain the situation because we had gone over this already 2 months ago and we had all agreed. We had seen the text message that Noel had sent, so we were all very clear around that. And I suppose I felt I was speaking up on behalf of Vamadev, and I shouldn't have done that because it was a question that was probably directed at Vamadev, but also I was trying to clarify. And I felt, Dara Das, that you dismissed me. I never said anything about your personality. I never said you were negative. I didn't even have any negative feelings around it. I was just very clearly pointing out your dismissive manner, because as a Sangha member, I was trying to explain something to you and you wouldn't listen. You know, you told me to leave the conversation in kindergarten, and the manner in which you were saying those things, it reads as in a very dismissive tone. If Vamadev spoke to me like that, I would say the same. If anybody spoke to me in that tone, I would say the same to them. And so when I was saying to you not to dismiss me, that's all I was saying. But the message then turned into lots of other messages that spiraled. And so I find that I don't know whether it's a miscommunication thing, because I know in person you don't speak to me like that. And I know in person when we're in a room together, I've never heard you speak to anybody like that. But sometimes your messages can come across as very, like you're accusing us of things and you're being very dismissive of when we're trying to speak to you. And I don't know if maybe you're frustrated in the moment and maybe it comes out in the messages. And so I would just like that for us as a Sangha, if we didn't have those type of interactions, because it does cause people to it does cause anxiety, and it causes upsetting people, because we're all adults here and we should be able to have communication in an adult way. And I suppose as well, one of the things that I've noticed, and it's not to do with that's it's something that we all do. We either ignore the situation that's going on and we try to throw something else into the mix, and we might throw in a video from Guruji and a spiritual teaching. And to be honest with you, I find that actually more damaging, because it's just bypassing what's happening in the moment, and it's ignoring the fact that something else is happening underneath, but we'll just put all this other stuff on top. And I think long term, that's not good for any of us. I think it's quite damaging actually to people's mental health and well-being, to just ignore what's happening and just pretend that we're all a big happy family and let's all be loving life and hold hands. And I think it's like we're ignoring actually the behavior that's going on a deep level, and we're thinking that that's acceptable because we're a spiritual family, that we should all be strong enough to accept all of this. And that's actually quite damaging, and on a psychological level it's quite damaging. And I would rather that didn't happen, that we just deal with what's going on, speak about it as adults, and then that's it. We move on from it. We just say what we have to say in a clear way. And I don't know, that's all I have to say.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Rupin wants to first. Yeah.
I think so. Here is a big misunderstanding as well between culture and manner of speaking, and I'm from Latvia, I'm Russian guy, and we're very straight people, and when you can recognize little bit something aggression from my side, but it doesn't like that, it's not like that, but and if you will come, for example, in Latvia, and we have there few guys who organize some chanting, and you can believe me, they much stronger. And if you're gonna speak with them, you will run away and will cry. If something happening, they just like that, like completely aggression, but you don't feel this emotion, it's not like about just manner of speaking, explaining, your culture is more polite, thank you, I'm sorry, I'm thank you, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm thank you, we're a little bit different, not Леночка, подожди, sorry, my daughter come, sorry. Иди, пожалуйста, к мамочке. We are a little bit different, and when I say something straight, without with no mercy, it doesn't mean that I want to start some aggression, or just say straight what I think, and in Latvia, in our sanga, we speak with people like that, just straight and don't care, without mercy, what he gonna think or what she gonna think, and we don't have fight about that, we don't have, we just 5 minutes, we forget, we friend, we, oh, okay, everything is okay, like, and of course, I need to study. I need to learn, how to communicate because I understand. We are in Ireland. This is Irish sanga. We are all different, and somebody very sensitive when I start to speak like that, when I say straight, and I understand that somebody recognize that some aggression or some dismissing or whatever,
Yeah,
and
but Zaragoza,
I
can I
think
just
so. It's good if we can, for example, have a fight and just forget about that, pass it, and start to lie, start to live, Don't keep it, don't keep it, because I think about that situation as well, and I thinking, why it like that? I understand that it's not my thinking, it's your thinking. You think about the situation and try to hold it. You think something wrong, but like I just say about that, I say that it's not okay, it's not good like that, like that, like that. Like,
but Dara,
and
that
that's it.
if you
And that's
if
it,
I was
and we can live together and we can continue live, It's not like
okay,
I want to hold the situation and, and
Dara,
write it,
okay, I was being straight with you when I told you you were being dismissive to me, and you didn't take that.
What
Do
you mean?
you
What you
get
mean?
me? Like when you were
No.
being dismissive to me, I called you out on it straight away, and I told you you're being dismissive to me. I was just being straight.
Yeah.
There was no aggression, there was no feeling, there was just me with pure clarity watching what was happening, and I was putting it back to you to tell you this is what your behavior is doing. You did not accept that. You went and then sent all of these other messages. So you're asking me to just accept that you're being straight in how you speak to me. But yet, when I speak to you with the same straightness, you don't accept that. And this is what you do all of the time because in that conversation, you are the one who said to me, leave the conversation there. You wanted to walk away from that conversation. So I just dead quiet. And then in your next message, you said you should not run away from conversation. So you contradict yourself in what you were sharing in the group that day. And this is my point. You're allowed to be you and you're allowed to be Latvian and be straight and say these things. But yet, when someone else says it to you straight, you don't accept that.
Yeah, but like, if there is problem, of course we should to continue speak about that, yeah, because for example, when was situation with chanting, yeah, from my side, I don't say totally at all that I have fight with somebody. I'm right, very polite way, yeah, that we have certain rules, that we should to follow, and I didn't expect that it will start so terrible fight, that people will text me, I hate you, and how you can do like that. And
I never
like,
texted you.
no, no, no,
I
no,
don't know
no,
who.
not you, not you, not you. I don't want to personalize it, but and it was very surprised. I was very surprised, that I mean, I think so in our sangha, for us, for me, it's okay, I will happy if somebody will tell me, okay, you do something little bit wrong, we should do that like that. Or for example, when we organize Om chanting, yeah, when we did 24 Om chanting or big Om chanting, yeah, we help each other. Yeah, and this is okay, this is nice, this is Sangha, we should work like that. Yeah, and when I did it, when I did try to help organize people in Om chanting, I don't remember, Basanti Das or Basanti
Yeah,
Dasi
but
or Veda Prameshwatra Basi, she said, just sit down. I'm okay, I'm sit down, And there was from one side hall, from other side, and then, I text in group, yeah. I text the group that, and just now was this was uh, meeting about Om chanting. There was 170 people, yeah. and we have certain rules. Yeah, I say I didn't personalize. I text in group, in Bhakti Marga group, that we should to follow rules because we have this rule. Mahavatar Babaji Paramahamsa Vishwananda give these rules. We should to follow, yeah. And when I'm organizing some chanting, I say to people strongly, we should to follow these rules. And then
Will
when
you give
people
somebody
come in
else a
my group
chance to talk
after that,
now, please, Daradas? Will you give somebody else?
yeah,
Rupert wants to join in.
yeah. Okay, let me finish quick, yeah. And then we start this fight, you know. People start to fight me, and Vamadev even complained. I was surprised that Vamadev complained that I have fight and put ban for join, you know. It's like it looked like this is personal, you know, just personal hit in my way. You know what I mean? It's not about even or Vamadev as a coordinator. He didn't say anything about oh guys, we have certain rules, we should to follow it. He say just that we have fight, and that's it, you know. But this situation was very strange, you know. It looked like just situation, just personal, you know. And I don't want to lift it up, yeah, all happening, you know. Just I want to live and keep growing together, you know. But all the time something, you know, something happening, you know, some misunderstanding, and we have fight. I don't think so that we need to concentrate so much on certain things, you know. Then if we have fight, okay. So just don't think about this. Just pass it and that's it, you know. It's like I don't know. In my opinion, it's very simple. We don't need to concentrate on things like that, you know, where for misunderstanding or something, because it's like we just should to forget and keep living, keep growing. Thank you.
Rupen?
Yeah. So like I'll just talk in in short. So few things. Like when we are dealing in a multicultural environment, there has to be certain understanding that everyone's way of dealing things, saying things, or feeling things is different because we are raised in different environments. For example, as Didi said, that he is upfront, but then sometimes, the way you take and receive has to be accounted for. You can't say and then not be accounted for what reaction you will experience. So that's one thing. And secondly, about the videos, like I don't personally, my personal opinion is that when there is a certain heated argument over a length of time, over chat, it gets very, it is not clear. It's not a clear communication. If there is a problem, if there is some, something you need to discuss, which is, going to heat up during the course of time, it's better to schedule a sangha meeting like this and talk over the chat or talk over the call instead of, over the messages. And the reason of sending that video specifically, Kelly, was, you know, that video was dedicated how a family, sangha is a family. So there is going to be different personalities, different way of talking, different, there's going to be someone is going to say something, someone is going to get hurt. But then such issues, personally my opinion, shouldn't be discussed on chat. Okay, so there is something he said, something you felt, and you said, okay, something happened, and then you see, or someone sees that it's getting worse. We don't want to have a feeling in sangha where some people can't get together. That's not, I don't it's not a good feeling to have. So it's better to communicate like this. And secondly, I would say that it's not good practice when you're in public and saying something to your sangha member. If you have something to you want to improve them on, say in person, take them on the side, or maybe after the om chanting, after all the event is done, tell them, this could have been like this. And in one of the satsangs, Guruji has said that rules and regulations are for us to understand they are there and we need to follow them. But they shouldn't be the way you live your life. The way you live your life should be by love, not by rules and regulation. They are important, but the core principle of Bhakti Marga is love. So that's what I had to say. So.
Thank you, Rupan. That's very, very clear and very helpful. I think that Kirali Dasi has made one valid point, that sometimes it is very difficult to have an ongoing chat on the group, that it doesn't seem to be very helpful, because it's easier for us to hear each other and see each other when we are together. I think that's a very valid point, and I totally agree. And I think this should be as part of this code of conduct that we're thinking of putting together, that if we are together in public and one person is not doing the rules or regulations or what is beneficial to the rest of the people, it's not right to speak to them in public, in front of the public, about it. That's not the correct way of doing things at all. Exactly as Kirali Dasi said, it should be said quietly afterwards, and not bring attention to the public about it at all. Yeah.
A situation what you're talking about, it was like I didn't say anything. I just try to help manage people how to sit. A conversation about that.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Even I think so. This is okay. When we organize home chanting, we are sanga, we're together, we're family. We organize that, yeah, and not like you organizer or you organizer. Yeah, it's like we're together. And if somebody forgets something, say something about it, about something. I think so. This is okay for us to say that. To say what he forget, just remind it, because
but
yeah,
the thing
sometimes
is,
people can forget about some rules, and
no,
I think so. This is okay, just remind it.
Yeah, and people can forget about it, DDs. But the thing is, the important thing is to take into account that when you're saying, that person might feel that hurt. That's what Guruji teaches us, right? You shouldn't hurt anyone, because God resides in everyone. So when you're speaking, you have to see what those words are going to impact the other person like. Because, for example, will you say your family member in front of people that you're doing this right, doing this wrong, do this like that? When we are organizing Om chanting, there are many people, there are many tasks to do, not just sitting people down. There are other things to do. So what I believe is, if one person should be in charge of one thing, one person should be in charge of another thing, and let them do the way they are. And then at the end, as a Sangha, we come together and discuss what was the problem with this thing, that thing, and then try to resolve it and improve. Nothing can be 100% perfect. It has to improve. It's an ongoing process. So that's what I feel.
And I think as well, in the early days when that happened, Dara between you and Prasanthi Dasi and Deborah, that was the very early. That was like they had only started to work together and they were in charge of that day. So they hadn't asked you to come along and, do certain things. You took that upon yourself, I suppose. And so if I was to go to one of your own chanting circles, I would leave you to do it the way you want to do it. I wouldn't speak up or do anything differently. I would allow you to do it. And then maybe at the end, if I felt that something could be improved on, I would talk to you at the end and say, oh, maybe try this the next time. And I think that's the point that Farali Jackie is making, is to allow people to do it in the manner in which they're doing it. And if we feel that we need to improve on something, we can talk about that in private. But it looks unprofessional if a load of people, it's like having too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, you have to understand that we have a whole group of people that are watching how we behave with one another. And sometimes they see us behaving really happy and nice, and sometimes they see unorganization, like not knowing what way someone's doing this, someone's doing that, like, and that's not professional. It doesn't come across professional. So We have to just allow the people that are running these things to do it the way they think is right. And even if they do it differently from us, it doesn't mean that what they did is wrong, that they didn't follow rules. Everybody has a different way of doing things. And at the end of the day, we are all like showing up in the world and doing our best. When we go and we put on Om chanting, we're doing that out of the love of our own hearts. When we do kirtan and we're learning how to play music and we're singing in front of people, we're doing that all out of our love for Guruji. And I don't think anything is wrong then if we're doing it from the heart. I mean, we might make a few mistakes along the way, but they are irrelevant. If people come to our events and they have a really beautiful time and they go away with a smile on their face and they remember the love that they felt in the room, then in my eyes, that's more important than whether people were sitting in the right circle or whether somebody said the prayer or, that's just my understanding. We want to create a feeling in the space that we're holding, and the rules are there, yes, but they're not to be hyper focused on. That's just my experience with that.
Yeah, but when a lot of people, I think so. This is okay when we organize it together, when we work as team, and that people see that we are team, we are group, strong group, and when you see whole, for example, in this situation, when I try to manage people, it's not like I didn't say anything to Basanti Dasi or to Veda Pramesh Shastra sorry. And I just try to manage people, that they sit okay without hall. And they say, just sit down. Okay. And then just afterwards, I didn't say anything then personal, just where people, I just texted in group that we should to follow, but I think so. This is okay when we organize, like when you sanga, in Latvia, for example, when organized, we do it together. When a lot of people, don't need to speak about anything. We just manage people that sit correct, and that it go faster, and we work as team, even when a lot of new people, and very difficult 2 or 3 people, or for example 50 people, very difficult to organize, to manage people. And I think so this is good if we're very strong, and this is very good if we will come, for example, join other event, and we help each other, to organize, to manage people, that people see that we are team, we're together, and then they will want to join us, but not in that way, like just sit down. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry
no,
that
no,
I
no.
try to help you,
Then that applies the same to you. It applies the same
Yeah.
principle, right? So if you say something in a kind of aggressive way, you said that you're not aggressive, it's just your culture. So that could be from the other people as well then. But it seems that you didn't let it go. Let go as well. Maybe someone just said something in the wrong way.
No, I didn't feel anything, that you say me like that, about that. I just about that you don't let me help, to manage people. And afterwards, I text in group that we have certain rules that we should to follow. Because in my opinion, when we organize some chanting, it should to be strongly, because we don't organize very often, and we should to give people maximum benefit we can give, and this is very important rules when people sit between each other same distance, and we in this way we give maximum benefit. But when it's whole somewhere, people don't give maximum what they can get, and that's why this rules is on chanting.
Yeah, but why didn't you say it to the girls at the event? Why didn't you have that conversation at the event at the end? Instead,
After
the thing
event,
that you're at the end of Om Chant, when everybody left, you could have just said to the girls, look, I noticed that the seats were a little bit spaced out, maybe next time. I think the problem happens with the
I
way
think
that
that is good if we. I think so. This is good that I text in group. It was in my opinion that I text a group, because I know that Wiki organized in same way, just square, and Vamadev as well don't follow strongly rules, and that's why I'm texting group, not personal to them. I text in group that we have rules. And just it was after 1 week meeting, Om chanting meeting, and they speak about these rules. And I text that we have these rules, if you miss this meeting, yeah, you can get record and just watch it, you know. And
Maybe that's what you should have done there,
okay.
Dardas. Just put the recording in and not make personal comments about it. I can't remember much about it, but
It
it
wasn't
seemed
personal, if you
personal.
remember. It wasn't personal. It wasn't in. It was in group as for sanga, as it should be.
But
Yeah,
it's, I still
okay, but
think
I
that
think
if you want to make, okay, Vanity, over to you.
yeah, okay. I think we're just also going into detail here. I think for me, the problem I would see for Daradaradas is that people won't want to work with you, Daradaradas, and that'll isolate you from the community. And that's what we don't want. We want everyone to be a team. And that perhaps I think maybe people are just saying this now because, like, I'm certainly sometimes quite frightened of you, you know, in having to sort of confront you and that's why I've just sort of like given up now, because I put loads of energy into it, and I could be teaching Atmakriya to people or finding new devotees and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I appreciate, you know, you're saying you're from Latvia and it's not, but we're in Ireland, you know, we're in Northern Europe and we don't, and I know lots of Latvians who are not aggressive. Swami Sharada is sweet, very sweet, you know. So I don't think it's every Latvian. And I think possibly the worry I have is, the worry I have is that you'll end up being isolated. And that's not, we don't want that, I don't think. I certainly don't want that for any member of the community.
No, I don't want that either. And like, I think you've got amazing qualities, Daradas. I think you're a strong, really solid devotee. You can tell how passionate you are about your path, which is beautiful to witness. But sometimes you just see it through your own eyes, and you come across that you will accuse everybody else of certain things, but yet you do all of those things yourself, and you're not hearing, you're not listening, you're not self-reflecting, and it's hard to try and it's hard to work as a team when you have your idea of how something should be done, and there's no room for anybody else's ideas sometimes. Like, we have all made agreements in the past about certain things, even about where we were going to rent a venue in Dublin. We all made that agreement as a sangha, and we chose to rent the Elbow Room, and you took it upon yourself to go and find another venue and set up an Om chanting around the corner from where Deborah and Basanta Dasi. So little things like that, that's not teamwork. That's Daradara doing what he wants to do. And that's very difficult for the rest of us, because how are we supposed to manage that? You know?
Can I say like one thing? Like, okay, this is the problem we have now. But what I think is now to deal this kind of issues, okay, we can come forward with one thing that if, for example, if we have to organize an event, okay, and if we are telling Vamadev about it, just to reduce the amount of work he has, just write your name, what event you want to organize, who is the person of contact, attach the screenshot of discussion, or maybe the email you have of how much is the price, for how long it is, how much people are you are expecting, and you know the dates. So Vamadev knows it, and then he has, you know, the written documents, and then that's it. Like, you don't have to worry about all these things happening. And also, when you're organizing any event going forward, if there are going to be more than 2 or 3 people, it's better to have a discussion beforehand, before we go to the event, and who is going to do what, and whose responsibility is of, organizing a group, or maybe, welcoming people, donation, or there are so many things when we do the event. So we can distribute it, and those individuals can take care of it, and then no one interrupts them in the middle, because they'll be taking care of those things. And if there is something to be improved upon, that can be discussed after the circle or maybe the event we have. So that might help a bit.
That's a very practical solution, but we also have a communication problem here.
Yeah, we
It's
do have
major.
communication problem, but that the thing is that problem will be solved when we are clear in what we are saying and what we are doing, and we distribute things, and we make certain, like you're making code of conduct, right? So similarly, there can be something with the events, because it's not easy to have many events running in parallel, and it's good to have information about it and structureize it a bit, rather than, this is person is helping this and then mixing and creating more problems. That will actually help in facilitating the communication between different people,
That will
because
help.
they learn at the end that you have to discuss, not in the middle,
Yeah.
and everyone gets to be part of it.
But I agree, but we have to have some sort of an agreement between us that we can work together amicably when we are in a group situation, and that we do not call out another Sangha member in front of the public.
Yeah, like
I mean,
that's what I'm said.
yeah,
That's what I said.
I
Like
mean,
we can
Kelly
discuss
has
at the
made, yeah,
end of it.
Kelly has made a very valid point that Dara Daradas doesn't hear us. And when he doesn't hear us, and Vamadev has made himself very clear, very, very clear. So the problem is on a few fronts. I mean, I'm not really personally worried about the way we work together. Of course, it's very good if we can put a structure on it, and that makes it easy for everyone. We don't have to think about what's going on. The structure is in place, and I'm doing this and you're doing that, and Kelly's doing something else. But we also need to get a communication structure in place, because in all fairness, this is 9:30 now, and we're here since 8:15, and we haven't got very far in the communication process at all. And going forward, I don't want to spend any of our times on long periods of time trying to figure out, because one person is not listening to the rest of us. One person has very strong views. Each one of us here has very strong views. There's a very strong viewed Sangha, but we don't tend or want to tread on each other's toes. And we do want to hear each other and respect each other. So this is a problem as I see it, that we cannot go forward spending loads of time on picking up wounded people. If we need to get this sorted, so we have to come to some agreement, all of us, on this situation. And the one thing I would ask is if Daradas does hear that us, when each of us say that we don't feel heard by him, and that he doesn't understand that there is a way of talking to people that can be very hurtful, and there is a way of talking to people that is very clear and not necessarily hurtful, which is what you have actually given us an example of already, Karali Dasi. So
I think as well, like, because this is being recorded for everybody to listen to, and this is one of the main things for me. I will say this. It's the messaging privately to people that can be very dismissive. It's not just Dara that he's mentioned that he has received messages from somebody saying that they hate him, and all of this type of behavior is so wrong. And it's happened to other Sangha members where somebody might just go off on one and private message somebody with really abusive messages. And we already know that this has happened in the Sangha during the summertime or early in the summer. And, has caused some Sangha members a lot of distress, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And that's a form of abuse. It's a form of mental abuse, it's a form of verbal abuse, and it's not right on any level. For some of us might be able to take that message and just say, "Oh, feck off," like, whatever. Some of us might, have to deal with that, and it's a form of bullying. And so when I've always asked for guidelines to be put in the Sangha, this is where I'm coming from, that we should all feel really safe in this community. We should feel that we're supported in this community. And if I were to ask each of us here, do you feel that, what would be your answer? do you feel safe and do you feel supported? And I think, yeah, communication, there is a problem there, but we also have to have really clear boundaries that you cannot send somebody an aggressive message and intimidate them or call them names or be abusive. Like, this will not be, it's not acceptable. That's just my view. I don't think any of us should have to put up with that and have to deal with it. But yeah, it's going on, and it's going on not from Dara. I like just him. It's, I know he has sent messages to, you know, but it's not just him that has done that, and so maybe we should start holding each other accountable. And I will put my hands up if I've done something wrong to anybody, and if I've spoken to anybody in the wrong manner. It's hard to read across messages. I'm very sorry, and I don't ever want anybody to feel that from me. I know that I can be very straight when I say things, and I'm very upfront, and sometimes that can be a bit intimidating. But I never want to make anybody feel hurt by anything that I say. And so, please, if I do that, you've every right to smack me across the head or to text me and say, and even in the group, call me out and say, Kelly, that's not right. Don't do that. I want to be held accountable. It's the only way we're going to grow. And so I just think we need to address what has already gone on in our sanga.
No, just one little thing that I don't want Dara's feeling that he's the responsible of the bad communication in the group, of the strange dynamics, because we all had strange interactions with other members of the sangha. So it's not just you, okay? It's not you. This is Dara.
Could I just say that Vamadeep has only got 5 minutes? And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Veda Shastra.
No, I just wanted to say that it's not that this is meeting has been to talk to Dara Das, and because you are the responsible, we really need to work hard on the groups dynamic. Each one of us, okay?
Can you all see Vamadeep? I saw something there.
Got rollers in it there. No, we do. We all have our shit to deal with. Like, we all have our flaws, and we all have really beautiful things about us as well. And the only way we're actually going to grow is if we start calling each other out on our shit, basically. I'm just saying it like it is. And if somebody is doing something like private messaging somebody and saying hurtful things, nobody should be texting you Dara and telling you that they hate you. That's wrong. Straight up. Nobody should be doing that. And
I don't think so. I don't think so that it is wrong. It should be happening, you know, because we grow like that. When we face our feeling, when somebody texts me, I hate you, or I start to work with myself, you know. It's not like I start fight. You, how you can text? I just stay here that if you hate me, you should to change. You know, and I start to change myself, you know. And this is how we grow, you know, exactly when we face this problem, you know. When somebody say something to us, you know, something in aggressive way, we have certain feeling, yeah. But we should to completely destroy this feeling. We should to feel just love. Even somebody say something you don't like, you know, you didn't should to accept it, you know. And you know, in my opinion, it's like that. And that's why men and women so different, you know, because we can't accept both other. We have fight all the time between both other. And we should accept, you know, when people speak with you in different way, you know, and stay just in one line, just in love, and that's it. And like vision can jump, you know, but what is inside, it's more important, you know.
Okay, but Dara, none of us here are enlightened beings. Let's all get that. We're not already self-realized and God-realized. So none of us here are all in a feeling of love and bav all of the time. We're not. For you to say that we should just feel love is not right, because psychologically, if we are feeling like in the spiritual community, we're all here and we trigger each other and we learn from one another, and it brings things up in us. And we don't know the backgrounds that someone has had. I don't know if somebody has been physically abused by a man, raped by a man, attacked by a man. So when a man starts shouting at a woman, you don't know what that's going to bring up in that person. So to tell that person that they should just feel love is actually one of the most toxic things that we can do to a person's mental health and progress as a person psychologically. It's not right. We can't always feel love. We have to let ourselves feel what we're feeling, and that's where our own journey starts. So if I feel anger because of something that someone has done, I can sit with my anger and I can say, okay, why am I angry? I'm not angry because of what you said. I'm angry because something inside of me has been triggered and something inside of me needs to feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we still have to allow ourselves to feel the anger in order for us to know what that is. We still have to let ourselves feel the pain or feel the sorrow or feel the hurt. We can't just say, oh, you shouldn't be feeling that. You just have to feel love. Like that doesn't, any psychiatrist would tell you that that's actually more damaging to you as a person, to deny yourself the feeling and to just say that you're feeling love all the time. It's not attainable. And it's actually, well, it's attainable if you're a very enlightened person, but we're not there yet. We're human and we're having all of these little things that are going on. And if
We
you
should
were
to
to
be
live,
there.
we should, but we're not. And like, if you were to live by your code, which is what you're telling us to live by, then you wouldn't have been bothered about Vamadev contacting Noel. You wouldn't have cared
No,
about that
but
if
you
you
know,
were
it's
to.
not like it doesn't touch me, you know. It's like just relationship, just
Because
about trust, you know. We should to trust both each other, you know. And it
but you
ties
have to
just in this
show us.
way.
Yeah,
It's about trust, you know, between me and Vamadev, you know, as between men, you know. And I don't think so that women should to be uh, in a relationship between men, even in sanga, you know. For example, because we are
ooh, you're
little
going.
bit
Be very
different.
No,
careful.
no, 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 no.
Be very
No, because
careful
we
with
are
what you say here.
because we're very different, you know. We're with different feeling and with different vision, even men's and women's, and doesn't matter which culture, you know. And men's, I think so, they but will understand little bit more and deeply than women both each other, you know. What I
No, I
think
don't
and what
agree
I
with that.
mean.
I don't agree with that. I think in every single human being, there's a masculine and a feminine energy, and we express them differently at different times in our lives. And when we come together to share in that, we can do amazing things. And there's no men might be better at some things, I agree, and women might be better at some things, yes. But we should be able to work together and hear one another because that's life. Like we're just like
No, I
yeah.
don't mean that, you know, we're different. Of course, we should to work together. I mean about understanding, you know, in relationship between women's and women's, men's and men's. You know, we should to work as
Oh yeah,
sangha, yeah. But relationship
well,
and about expectation, about trust, you know, we have little bit different feeling and little bit different, you know, emotion, thinking, yeah,
yeah.
and we understand men's little easy to understand men than women. For me, I sometimes completely don't understand don't understand women, you know, because like.
Well, yeah, yeah. They're very complicated beings. I agree. But I think like I don't know, I just think, there needs to be your actions are what show us whether or not we can trust you, Dara Dara. It's not your words, it's your actions. And it's not just your actions, it's all of us. Our actions are what show us who we are as people and how we work with one another. And so if you're showing me a certain action, then I'm not going to trust that because you're not showing me anything different. You're showing me that you don't listen to me. You're showing me that you agree on one thing and then you'll do something else. That's what you're showing me by your actions. And so if you want us to see you in a different way, then you have to act a different way. And that's the same for all of us. We
Yeah.
all have to show up with our actions. Words are cheap. You know, they mean nothing. We can say whatever we want in text messages, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think so. For example, even in Sanga, if for example something happening between me and Vamadev, uh, you should to leave this action between me and Vamadev. It's like if something happening between you and somebody else, yeah, and I'm gonna leave this relationship, you know, like you should sort it by self, you know, as women, you know, because I don't understand, you know, because women's is women's, you know, I will leave it, you know, and I think so. This is okay if you will leave that to us, like sort it self,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I agree, and I know myself when I shouldn't have spoke on behalf. I was trying to clarify with you last week to make you see, look, this is what we all agreed on. But I should have just left it between you and Vamadev. And I know going forward, that's what I'll do. I won't get involved in that. If you're asking a question, then ask it directly to Vamadev and let him answer you. And I'm not going to get involved with that. But I suppose, yeah, I just, from a Sangha member, I didn't like the tone in your messaging because you were quite like you were making accusations, and I was trying to say to you, look, that's not the case, but hands up, I shouldn't have, and I am sorry for getting involved in that, and I won't do that again. But I do think that you have to learn how to speak properly
Yeah.
to people without being accused.
I want to tell you why it's like that. I say, you know, what I feel, you know. As for me, yeah, I say that it's for free. Yeah, like we should to trust. It's for free. Yeah, you should to leave it between me and Noel. Yeah, because I have agreement with you. We get it for free. Yeah, if he's not gonna be give for free, I'm gonna kick his ass. You know, I'm sorry for that.
No, but you can.
Because
I
I have
know.
agreement with you. You know, I will come to him. I will say, Noel, we talk to you. He will say, yeah. Then you
Yeah,
should to
but you
give me
can't
for
do
free.
that.
If you say yes, you should to give it. You know, as man. If you don't give me, you know, you are not man. You are not person. You know, and we're not
I
gonna be
know, but
doing with you any deals. You know,
yeah,
in my opinion, like that. And when
you
you
can't do that,
this is the total
Margaret.
for free, I say yes, this is for free, you know. And then Vamadev call and check. This is for free. I say this is for free. You know, it's like
I know, but
we should to try
Zaragoza,
to
we are a
understand why Vamadev
professional.
call and check. I understand that, yeah. And you need to prove yeah, that this is free, you know. But like for me, this is my character, you know. If I say it should to be like that, you know, I will pay myself if it's not gonna be for free, you know. It's
No,
like
but you can't. I know, but we are an organization that's growing and growing and growing, and we have to have a standard set of guidelines. Like, put it this way: you're asking us to follow the rules in Om Chanting, but you're not following the rules in our organization as Bhakti Marga Ireland. And in Bhakti Marga Ireland, we have a way of doing things professionally. So the customer is always right, unfortunately. And if Noel is saying something to you and then saying something different to Bamadev, we need to have it in writing. We can't just be like shaking hands under the table and hoping for the best. Like, that's how you do back alley deals. This is a professional organization where
but we don't
guidelines,
have any rules about that.
but we did because Bamadev has always, with each person that he deals with, they send an email. And so he was always dealing with Noel, and he felt that Noel was difficult because Noel is the one that keeps on changing. He's not professional. Noel, he's a wheeler dealer who will try and take as much money as he can from different things. And so with somebody like that, we have to be really careful how we deal with him. And this is why he is a big player in the Dublin community with spirituality and events, as in he has a lot of different organizations that use his hall, and he knows a lot of people. It wouldn't take much for him to spread a rumor that Bhakti Marga are not a responsible organization, and that's going to mess things up for us going forward. So this is why we have to just follow protocols and deal with this properly.
Yeah, but Noel he's a special person, but he is very flexible, you know. We can discuss with him, we can agree with him, much lower price. I've been there in events, and I know they pay 200 euro. Like,
Yeah, I know,
he's
but this is
very
the thing.
flexible with price. We can agree with him, you know, and I have a good relationship with him because I see him many times, not just on events. You know, I've been many times on his chart to other venue place. I calculate. I did quotation for him for his job. Yeah, and I have a relationship. I build with him relationship in different little bit, not just as between organization and owner of venue. Yeah, like as between like I little bit more. Yeah, friendship. Yeah, and like I have with him agreement. You know, and when like that, you know, like. Just,
No, I know what you're
I
saying.
think so. We did. Yeah, and
Did
I think so. We need to like in that way. We need to have our strong rule. How, as you say about dom chancing, dom chancing, it's completely different. These rules given by Mahavatar Babaji, Paramahamsa Vishwananda, it's completely different. And about that, yeah, for me, it's like it should to be 100% like that. You know, we can't change it and we can't move it. You know,
No, you need
and
to
I'm
hear.
always
You
trying.
need to hear, Daradas, what Kelly said about the protocols, about dealing with people like Noel. It's not just up to
I
you.
never
There's a
hear about
whole.
any protocol. I never hear
Well,
about any protocol.
we're talking
You
about it
know,
now. We're talking about it now.
Yeah, I'm saying now, like Bamadev has said, he wants to have things in writing from whoever we're dealing with so that we know what the finances are. So that as our organization grows, like we have us in our core, like small little group, but we have a huge, like we're growing and growing and growing. And if we are allowed, like imagine if 10 different people have 10 different ways of dealing with organizations, it's not going to work. It's going to cause a lot of problems. So we need to put this in place now to have a straightforward. If you're dealing with somebody, you have to get an email, and that email is passed on to the person who's organizing the finances, which is Bamadev. That's the way we have to do this because otherwise we'll have events in Cork, events in Limerick, events in Galway, and they'll all be done differently. And there won't be any, like, as we grow, like I'm talking 10 years down the line, Back Margaret Ireland needs to have a set of strong foundations that work. And this is one way of doing it. We can't have like, oh, I have a personal relationship, so this is how I do it in this place, and this is. It's okay to have a personal relationship, but then you should be able to say to him, right, no, can you send an email on to Vamadev with a breakdown of all the costs? That's simple. We should
well,
be able to
yeah,
do that.
yeah, okay, yeah, we can do like that, yeah, but I think so. This is it's very hard, you know, because for Vamadev, because it will be too much, you know, for Vamadev.
But he's already no, but
He
he
doing a
already
lot.
said he wants
He
that.
doing a lot.
He
For
already said,
example, in Sanctuary, I'm organized. Yeah, I'm
yeah, but he
organized more
already
than
said
1 year.
wants
Yeah,
that.
Hockey Market never pay for it. I pay it always myself. Yeah, and I never get money that I can cover venue. Yeah, never Vamadev send money. Just few times, maybe last time or maybe few times he did
Listen,
advertising. Yeah.
Daradas, you need to stick to the point now and hear what Kelly is saying and hear
no,
what we're all saying.
But the
yeah.
thing
So
is,
Did
and
is
also,
even if you're paying for it, it has to be clear in the email that the price of this place or this event was this much and you paid it. So that Vamadev doesn't have to worry about it. It's good to have those track over the email so that we know who is doing what and which events which events are there, who is the point of contact. So it's it's
and I
bit of
also, yeah.
clarity of what is happening. For example, about Noel and stuff, if you had just said in the email that I discussed this, or maybe over Telegram as well, it's still fine. Just write, you are the point of contact and this discussion has happened. Noel has said you this, and even if there is a price he might charge, you will cover it. So that was the end of discussion. That would have solved the whole, the problem of going back and forward with the conversation. So
But also, Dara, that's, I know that you're saying that you paid all of that with the sanctuary, but that was a choice that you made because we
And
asked you not to book that place and we asked you to leave it as the elbow room. And I remember very clearly in the conversation, you said, "Oh, it's okay, I'm booking it and I'm paying for it." So that was the choice that you made.
Yeah, because this is very nice place and people recommended me to do it. Not like I looking for it, you know. I just ask people, they send me that, you know, and very nice place and beautiful. And I just don't understand when Vamadev say you don't should organize, you know, I was very surprised, you know, that a coordinator can say that I don't should organize home chanting, you know. It
No, no,
doesn't
no.
matter, and it doesn't
Read.
matter when, where we should organize as much as possible. And when I called to Swamini Karuna about that, you know, it's like to say you can organize wherever you want, where you want, it doesn't matter, you know. And many people come already, you know, from home chanting, because we should to keep people in this energy. We should to do it, it doesn't matter when, as much as possible as we can,
No,
you know.
because
And
we had
I
already
think so.
agreed, that we had already agreed in a sangha. We had a massive meeting about this, and we all agreed that Deborah and Basanta Dasi, and Basanta Dasi spends weeks looking for places, having a meeting with the elbow room. She was so excited. She had only moved to Air Country, and she had organized that. And you didn't listen to everything that was discussed in the group. You went and got another venue around the corner, and it made no sense. And let me just say, right,
I don't see
just let me
problem.
say, yeah, but let me say this. Okay, you are having a problem with, you have created a relationship with Noel, and you saw a problem with Amadev emailing Noel, okay? But yet you don't see a problem with having two organizers from the same like organization have an event around the corner from one another. There's no consistency there from an organization point of view, running events. If an organization is trying to make themselves be seen in an area, they would pick one place and they would consistently run events in that one place. From a marketing point of view, just say you did your thing and the girls did their thing,
The
and that
point,
doesn't look.
yeah, you're absolutely right, Kelly. I just want to make it clearer, or it seems to be clearer, that we want, all of us want to work as a sangha, which means we work together. And Dara Das doesn't seem to want to act from as a sangha member. He wants to do his own thing, and that, as I see it, that's how I'm beginning to see it, and I see that as a problem for him and for all of us.
Like your intentions are great, Dara Das, but you are like your actions have been that you do your thing. But even when we all agreed, so how are we supposed to trust that when we sit together in a sangha and we all make a decision together as a sangha, and we all nod our head and say yes, and then you go off and do something else?
To be honest, I completely don't see any problem that people organize home chanting where they can, in where, you know, it's not so matter. You just should to organize, even if it's behind corner, you know, like I don't organize it in same day. It's same that just organize home chanting,
We had all agreed
chanting
on a
once
venue.
in a month. We have how many organizers we have in Dublin? A lot of
Yeah, but
organize. We organize just
yeah,
once
but you
in a
organize.
month.
Yeah, but you organize them like literally. It would have made more sense to organize a home chanting on the north side and an home chanting on the south side. But you picked a venue around the corner from the girls, so it's
People
actually
recommended
has.
me it to me.
I,
I'm come.
I
I start
know,
to
but
organize there. In
yeah, but you
I don't
never
see.
asked the sangha. You just did it yourself. This is what we're trying to say. You never asked. We all sat together and made the decision as a sangha. And we all agreed as a sangha, and then you just decided to do your own thing, and this is where the problems
I
are
don't think he's
created.
there anymore, eh? I don't
I
think
think
he's
he's
there.
frozen.
Yeah.
But look,
Dara,
I'm
what did
going
you
to.
say?
I feel like I'm talking too much, so I think like just someone else talk or just let.
I just feel we're not being heard, and I think we have nearly said as much as we can at this particular meeting.
Can I ask? Oh, one more thing. Sorry, my I want to ask. I want to put this out. You know the gathering on the 9th, because we've had this meeting. We've talked. I know Basanta Daffy does want to talk, so I don't mind having a chat with her. That's no problem. But do you want to open the day up to everybody?
I think at this stage, the situation is that Saida and Victoria and Svetlana are coming anyway.
Yeah.
So I think maybe considering looking at it from today's perspective, that it's been a rough ride, and maybe that's enough for the 9th. I mean, I think that is enough for the 9th, if everybody else is happy with that.
Yeah, no, I would love, like, you can have like 5 minutes just to clarify the meeting on the 9th, if it's possible, just not to, because I thought it was more about that, today's meeting actually. So who is going to come on the 9th? So it's us and the 3 girls.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes, we might let you in, Karali Desi.
Yeah, it's us and the 3 girls, but like I don't mind if you want to invite other people. Because I know originally when the 9th was suggested, it was suggested as a day for us to have this type of a conversation, to try and hash things out, and just to have time to share our experience about how we're getting on the path. Are we struggling with anything? Just bonds, really. It was suggested as a bonding day for us to get to know each other on a human level, and not just the roles that we all play in the sanga kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think like people feel that they want that. Am I right?
Yeah.
I feel it's needed now at this stage, even myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Even yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
like that also, like, I wanted to just say something for quite a bit of a time. Like, I know that majority of people are in Dublin and everything, but the thing is, I have been, and myself and Bahar Padasi and maybe some other people have been coming to Dublin every so often, right? And what happens is that it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. And considering that, the travel expenses, like staying somewhere, the food and everything, one trip to Dublin costs around 200 to 250 euros, or even more sometimes. So what I suggest is that, I don't come anywhere more to Dublin now, but sometimes, Sangha meetings can be in Dublin, the big Sangha meetings, and sometimes we can have a middle way, where we find something cheap so that it's affordable for everyone. Because
Yeah.
now I have to come on 9th. Okay, either I have to go on the same day, which is very extremely hectic, or I have to stay somewhere, which is going to cost me a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
So
be up
it's,
to that, going like somewhere else. That's
yeah,
no
and we can
problem at
find
all.
something cheap, outside of Dublin. And if we all as a group go somewhere, we get time to bond as a Sangha, and it doesn't cost anyone's pocket a lot.
Yeah, Vamadev actually did suggest that. He said in the new year, maybe we can rent a house somewhere and stay there for a weekend.
Yeah.
So like definitely I'm
Yeah.
up for that.
I just wanted to bring this up because like whatever visits I did, it cost me really, really a lot. So
Yeah.
it just, like, for me, the train ticket itself goes around 31 to 35 euros. And then coming every single time is just a bit.
Yeah, no, I understand. And I know even
Yeah.
myself, when I have gatherings at the house, I spend a lot of
Yeah.
money as well, because I'm
Yeah.
buying food and I'm
Yeah.
making sure that I have everything here. And so I'm buying stuff for puja. Like
Yeah.
it does cost. So I don't mind going traveling somewhere and going, and if we did get a cheap Airbnb for the night
Yeah.
or something, yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be up for
Because, in Port Louis or somewhere near New Bridge or something, okay, or even before that in Athlone or somewhere, it's very, very cheap. Like,
that.
because I went with my friends, it was a big house, and we only paid like 40 euros per person.
Yeah, yeah,
It could be something in the middle of the country,
Yeah.
so for people from Cork, from Dublin, from the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'd be definitely up for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so on the 9th, we won't invite anyone. So we just say us and the 3 girls. So it's a question. What do we do?
It's a question. Italiana. I don't
No,
know.
because I know that after, you know, the country weeks, suddenly, you know, there were really suddenly more people interested, really interested. So I would say that probably if we open the invitation, I would say that probably Kasia will come because she's in Dublin at the moment, the Polish girl. And then Siobhan might want to come as well.
Now, I was asking, Vamadiv and Siobhan is coming on the 3rd. She's coming for her initiation. So whether she'd come twice, one after the weekend.
Okay.
But so we could put out the invitation, and I don't think that I don't know if Manuela would come up from Cork.
And either probably.
And what happened to Marianne? Is she still around?
Marianne got a bug. I think it's the COVID. She says she doesn't say it is, but she's been very ill. She can't even do the Bhagavad Gita every evening. She says her brains are too tired after work.
No.
She's never recovered properly at all.
Okay.
And I had been hoping to invite her, but I'd still extend the invite if I was to the others. But there's no way that she'll get on a train and come up to Dublin in the state she's in.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do though on 9th?
I think we're going to do like puja in the morning time and what else? Kirtan, and then we're having lunch, and then it's just a very relaxed day. I know that's the program you had put in, but I don't know. I actually don't mind. I know the day people want to be able to just kind of have a chill, have lunch, have talk, have, you know.
That
the
sounds
puja
very chilled, Kelly. Yeah.
I don't
And
mind, to be honest.
if you want to do a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, we are happy with that.
Okay, we could do a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. We could actually listen to one of Swami Aniruddha's videos if somebody's computer was big. He makes it very, very interesting, and he brings up some very interesting points.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think make food, just have a kind of a nice day together as a community and just sit with each other and
Yeah, like just, you know,
eat
chat.
together.
Like,
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nicer if we just cook something at home and then we just bring
I
it?
think
Yeah,
it'd be
like a
easier.
potluck.
It would be easier, yeah.
We
Potluck.
bring ready, you know, everyone brings something. I think Rupi, you want
Yeah.
to try something of the 1008 recipes.
Yeah,
But
something
yeah.
nice.
And also for you, Kelly, so if everyone brings something, you don't have to
Yeah,
bother too
that's
much.
that has never worked in the past though.
Yeah, but
Because
let's
I've
make it
always
more official, you know, that
If they don't make food, they won't get to eat.
exactly. First on the door.
Rules are important.
So exactly.
They're very important.
So we'll just even what's the theme? What food are you gonna make, Rupin? And we'll work around that. Is it Indian food? Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so the thing is, Guruji loves, lentils. But then what I'm thinking is, do you know moog? Okay, I don't
Moong,
know.
yeah.
I'll send you the English name. I don't know what.
They're green, aren't they?
What is
Yeah,
it?
moog.
Mung beans. Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of ferment it and make a tortilla out of it. So he doesn't eat what do you say, flour. So I'll make tortilla out of that moog so that he can eat it, and I make some side with it.
So you're
I'll
gonna
bring salad, so because he likes salad.
salad, yeah.
I make that, or I can make some lentils or something.
I'll make like a dal or something. If you send me.
Okay, if you're making dal, then I'll make this.
Yeah.
Is that a good component? Do they go together? Like
Yeah.
As
I'd
you're
say
making
with hungry people, they definitely go together.
Yeah.
Tortilla
And
and dal, yeah.
and then we can maybe get somebody else to make naan bread or something like that, or I don't know. We just
Maybe Ruby, you
know-
can suggest something that can go.
yeah, Ruben, you
So
suggest
you
I
know.
would suggest that, try to make something which Guruji can eat. So
Mm.
keep that focus
That
in your
now
mind.
is going to be very difficult.
No, it's not. For example, do you know paneer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, the way you make scrambled eggs, the same way you can make scrambled paneer. Just onion, tomatoes, cumin seeds, mustard seeds, some oil.
We can't put in onion for Guruji.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's how we
Yeah.
usually do it. But if you're making for Guruji, you can just remove onion and just put some seeds and your tomatoes and paneer and
Mm.
some red chili powder and turmeric and salt. That's it. And it's very good.
Mm. I'll try
Actually,
to
I
make
have this
something
book
with.
by Srila Prabhupada. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's about, I guess, Bharupada gave me. It's higher test.
What is it?
It's very beautiful vegetarian recipes.
It's an ISKCON book, and there's different chefs
Uh-huh.
contributed to it. Yeah.
It's very beautiful. I'll bring it with me so that if you want any recipe to look at or something like that, you can take the picture and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Bring
Very
it.
I
beautiful.
can bring one up as well. I have one here. I think I have two. Let me check, and I'll bring one up for the sanga.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this ISKCON guy suggested me a book, and I'll try to find it online. And I might share in the group.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That would be
And when I
great.
go to India, I'm actually gonna talk to my mom, and we both are gonna sit and create recipes for Guruji's, and then I can send in the group.
Hi.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also in the meeting I want to clarify a few things because I have been given the task of cooking for Guruji, and I don't know if it is just for Guruji or for Swamis. So as well. So first thing, that do we need different cooking utensils for Guruji?
Probably,
I
yeah.
think we do. I think we do.
Yeah.
You know what? They send you a list actually. When there's an event on in a country, they send on like a summary, I think, with everything that's protocol. So you'll get that, and it'll tell
But-
you what you need.
But the thing is, we need to do that sooner
Yeah.
because we need to find everything. It's
Yeah.
not easy to get things in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were going to send everything after Christmas. I'm nearly sure Amadev said something about like a whole list of kind of what we need to prepare for June, and they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I suppose
Because
we could ask Amadev to find out.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and then also I want to make sure that if I'm just cooking for Guruji or for everyone, because then the quantity will differ, right?
Of
And
course,
then
of course.
things will also
you have to
change.
cook down. You have to cook down in the house that he's staying in.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
No pressure.
it's scary, Kelly. So that's why I said, like, if there is someone who can help me with even cutting and who at least knows basics of what I'm gonna make.
Yeah. Well, I can give you tips and stuff like that, and then I mean, I have my car, so I can bring you to the shop and drop you off and stuff like that. So you'll be grand. You'll have lots of support. Don't
So
worry.
those things, and then
We'll be
also
outside the window.
no, I'm just stressed about it because there are so many things which Guruji can't have.
Yeah.
And
Well, maybe that's even easier, no? Because it's
But you know what?
simpler.
No,
you
it's
know?
harder to make it tasty,
hard, yeah.
Veda Shastra Prama, because actually I was on a Google or a Zoom with somebody else, and they were cooks for Guruji, and they were being asked, how do you please them? And she said, well, I usually make 5 versions of the same dish because he's so limited. He's way more limited than I am, and I'm bad. So how to make what he can eat attractive and different is
And you know you're
is
not
a
allowed to
challenge.
taste it. You're not allowed to
no, you
taste
can't
it.
taste it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
'cause I
Didn't
remember.
know.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember
I
somebody
will
saying
say, I
they
will say with
tasted it.
ISKCON, they can't taste it either, cooking for Krishna, and it always comes out fine. I think you just
Yeah,
have
it
to
always
pray.
does. Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
know, I was in ISKCON the other day and I cook in the morning if I'm there for devotees and stuff. So I was like so worried, like because I didn't taste it. And it was I'm cooking in their kitchen and I didn't know what to do and how to do. And there were very limited what do you say things there. And
Ingredients.
then usually when I cook in those kind of equipments, I burn something. But I didn't burn anything and it was completely fine. I was like,
See, there
wow.
you go. Because you were prepared for your next
I was like,
action.
that is making me ready for Guruji.
Yeah, it is. And you know, I find when I had to cook for Swamini because she can't eat anything, and I was like,
Yeah.
what am I going to make her? I made a menu in my mind, and then I wrote down exactly what I was going to make her for the whole time she was staying with me.
Yeah.
And like, I was thinking, oh my God, she's not going to be able to eat anything, but it was fine. She loved everything that I made her, so
Yeah.
you'll be
Yeah,
grand. Once you
yeah.
just do up
You're
a
good,
menu.
good. You're very good, Kelly. The soups and stuff you make are very good.
Yeah, but that's just practice because I make them a lot. So it's just practice, practice, practice. And like even stuff like juices and stuff, I made her celery and cucumber and ginger. And then she just had porridge with loads of berries and stuff like. So I think once you know what he's allowed to have, if you make in your mind, right, I'm going to make this for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner, and make it a few times at home yourself, you'll be fine.
Exactly, exactly.
Work out.
That's what I'm gonna do when I go to India. I'm gonna create all the recipes, practice home, then practice here again, and then
Yeah.
feed you guys those recipes.
Yeah, I was going to say we're always up for.
Stop eating. But come here, is there anything else anybody else wants to talk about?
No,
Well,
just
it's after 10 o'clock, so I don't know how much petrol we still all have at this stage.
no, just one question to Kelly. If you're happy with that, yeah, like if we went with the event on the 9th that we're.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, after what happened with with the interaction between me and Baru Gaddafi the other day, like I know I was following a request. Ahmedev came to me and asked me would my house be available for air core sanga and as a time to bond because there were cracks in the sanga. There was people were having just not feeling heard and they wanted time to talk. And so that's what I was facilitating. I was saying, okay, I'll do that on the 9th. And then a week or two later, Bamadev asked me, could he invite Saida, Victoria, and Svetlana? And I said, yeah, okay. I said, but is everyone else going to be okay with that? Because if people want to talk, are they going to feel comfortable sharing and talking and opening up in front of these other people? And so the conversation that I'd had with Baharu Badafi was about that. And I know where you stand, Baharu Badafi. I understand that it's difficult for you being a Sangha coordinator and having interactions with all these other people and how do you invite some and not invite all? And I completely understand that. And I suppose from my point of view, I was just trying to accommodate what had been asked. And I was thinking in my head, I want to make sure that the people that have requested this still get what they wanted. You know, I was trying to
I
please
get that.
everybody.
Yeah.
And because I am really concerned that there has been issues in the Sangha and people have dealt with really difficult situations on their own and maybe have not felt supported. And so I know we all had expectations. So my expectation around the 9th was that we'd all come together and really feel heard and supported and listened to if that was needed. And I still want that. I still want people to be able to feel that they can talk and share what's going on with themselves. But and so yeah, I was frustrated when I'd heard that the girls hadn't been invited because the reason we were doing the 9th was on a day where no other events were going to take place, so nobody had to rush off anywhere. It was supposed to be that we all get to sit together and just be. And if it takes that we're there till 8 o'clock at night, then that's okay. We can be here till 8 o'clock at night, you know. And so I was surprised to see that the girls had organised an event. So then, yeah, they didn't know about the day. So
Vamadev had told them. I put that in the group later. I didn't tell them. Vamadev had told them.
before they organised the event.
As far as I understand, yeah. Because I'm sure he told them when he asked you that time.
I don't think he did because he thought, I don't know. I didn't think he had asked him because he
Okay,
said in the group.
I can look back. I don't know if I can find it that he said because I asked him later.
I know in the group he did ask them while we were talking there and then, but I thought that that's the only, that it was just there and then that they got asked.
No, he had spoken to them earlier than that. I don't know where I'd find it now or how I'd find it, but basically they want to do that event before Christmas anyway, and if they leave it any later, people don't come to events much later after the 9th. For they're all Christmas shopping and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah,
if they do go early and other people want to talk, it gives them an opportunity to talk when they're gone. So why
Yeah.
not we look at it positively now that it's a done deal rather than looking at it
Oh,
negatively?
yeah. No, there's no
Yeah.
negativity around it. It was just, I in my head thought that this was what the day was going to be, and this is why it was being asked of me to do it this way. And so I know we had a conversation, and I suppose that's where because we had talked on the phone at length about this, and so my concern was, if you didn't feel happy with that, why not just say to me, I'm not comfortable with this, and actually I don't think this is right.
Well, I did say at the time I wasn't comfortable with it, but I didn't say that it wasn't right. I mean, you can be uncomfortable with something and it doesn't make it wrong.
No, I know, but like when we were talking on the phone, the last thing that we'd agreed upon is that you would invite them. And so I was surprised then to hear that you hadn't invited them.
No, because and the main reason was that I was nearly sure in my head that Vamadev had, and when I checked on him, he had asked them. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that wasn't communicated to me, so it was like you had decided.
I put it in the chat, the same chat afterwards, because I double checked it at the time, and he had asked them. But I didn't know any of that when I was talking to you. So, I mean, this was arranged without me knowing about it. So I haven't been able to join all the dots at all at one time,
Yeah, I have the feeling that also, but what else you thought, that's my perception from the outside, that you thought that you didn't want to bother Kelly bringing too many people to her house. That's what.
Absolutely. I mean, and at the same time, I was worried about the other people. It was a problem as I saw it. But I mean, at least Siobhan and I don't know who somebody else and Siobhan, is it maybe Kasia, are coming to do their Atma-Kriya yoga on the 3rd. Well, Kasia will be in Dublin all the time, but I don't think Siobhan will come up twice.
Okay.
And it's just that after, as you say, Country Week, people got very, very into the sanga even very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, there is one thing I need to tell you guys. We still didn't get letter from Sunaina about the Vedic Hindu Center. So it will be really, really helpful if any person who is living in Dublin can go to Mini India, where she is usually, or to Vedic Hindu Center. At least show up, because I go every time when I'm there. And it does not look like I'm keeping on asking and asking and asking and asking.
Why do you think she's not delivering the letter, Karali?
It's the laziness.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this letter has to be that the official yes.
It needs to be, because you can't go with word of mouth. To me, I can't trust someone's words.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. Kelly was saying this earlier. None of us can go with this word of mouth. No, no.
Especially when it's about Guruji, no. So we need something in return.
Yeah, because we can even say to them, look, we need to officially send this to the main head office.
I did say that.
Booking flights and all, okay.
So
they probably just are like, oh yeah, we know it's happening, but they probably just that's the way they do.
So I'll text her again tomorrow, but then someone has to at least go and say hi and stuff, and just remind her again face to face. if that's possible. If no, it's not very far. Debbie is gone.
Gone.
Dardas is gone. Yeah.
From Debbie as well.
Debbie's here.
You're back, Debbie.
No, Debbie's here.
Debbie, don't leave us.
Don't
I
leave me
think-
now. When the sun goes down.
Italiana is stuck.
Oh, you're stuck like this.
Yeah, she's cute. So anyway, that, and then are we doing anything on 10th as well?
I don't
Where-
think so because the Vedic Center is shut.
Yeah.
Can we just do
Well-
Japa walk?
Like a paracram.
Well, we could,
Yeah.
but I don't really know if I want to. We could do a Japa walk in early in the morning because I have other commitments now that I knew that the Vedic Center wasn't going to be available.
Yeah. See how you're fixed, what suits you.
So we are just having the event on 9th. There is nothing on 10th.
No, because we have no venue for the 10th unless we book the sanctuary, unless everybody wants another sanga meeting with
No,
puja and so on. Yeah.
that's gonna
Because
be
I
a
wasn't
lot.
going to be around. Yeah, I'm not around on the 10th. I was around in the morning, but I was never around for the day.
Okay, so then 9th is fine. And then till what time usually we are planning to have so that I can think whether I have to stay or I can just come back.
Whatever